But now let's welcome our next guest, Rusif Huseynov, director of the Topchubashov Center in Baku. Thanks for joining us here on World Tonight.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so looking at these, this whole issue, I mean, Nagorno-Karabakh, we're looking at potentially now finally a peace treaty between Armenia and Azerbaijan. How close are we to really realizing this particular treaty between the two nations? What's your view?
Well, as a member of the expert community in Azerbaijan, I am really optimistic that the peace deal will be signed very, very soon, probably by the end of this year, because both parties, Armenia and Azerbaijan, have found themselves almost on the same page on many issues. However, there are several items of this peace treaty which are subject to further discussions. Hopefully, the sides will be able to overcome these challenges as well, and finally sign this document, long-awaited document, this year.
Now, protesters in Yerevan are saying, and here I quote one of the protesters, "Before demarcating the border, we must first draw up a peace treaty and obtain guarantees that Azerbaijan is not going to launch a new attack, things which have not been done." This is actually a quote from Archbishop, who actually is in charge of the protest in Armenia. What do you say to that? I mean, could this conflict potentially escalate in the coming years again?
Well, we are definitely monitoring the developments in Armenia. And as you rightfully mentioned, the protesters oppose the border demarcation and delimitation, especially the handover of several villages by Armenia to Azerbaijan. And let me remind that those villages are Azerbaijani land de jure, but have been under Armenian occupation for more than 30 years. So returning those villages to Azerbaijan would be the most natural thing. In this very context, the Armenian government looks more constructive, more peaceful. However, some segments of the Armenian society, including those on the streets opposing the normalization with Azerbaijan, seem more radical and revanchist. Hopefully, the Armenian side will be able to sort out these division, internal disagreements, and prevent any further conflict. Because the least we want in Azerbaijan is any radical or revanchist forces coming to power in Yerevan.
I'm curious, Rusif, because one element that hasn't gone, I think, without any notice is that I believe it was last month that Russian peacekeeping forces have left and they pulled out. They were there as a Moscow brokered peace agreement. They were supposed to prevent conflict in 2020. That didn't end up happening. What is Russia's role now in this region? I mean, give us a perspective from the side of Baku. How is Russia perceived now in Azerbaijan and also with Armenia?
Well, the withdrawal of the Russian troops from Azerbaijan, surprisingly and unfortunately, has caught little and, in some cases, almost no attention from international media outlets and political circles, because it is a historic achievement. It is a precedent-setting achievement. Therefore, we in Azerbaijan were actually expecting some congratulations from different countries, different societies. However, it did not happen. In any case, what Azerbaijan is trying to do now is to, of course, get rid of any Russian boots on our ground and also exclude all external powers, including Russia, from the Armenia-Azerbaijan peace process. Because according to our experience, according to our traumatic past, we know that any external power who would come to this region, who would try to mediate the Armenia-Azerbaijan process, would not do it out of altruistic ambitions. Anyone who comes to this region will come with their own geopolitical agenda. Therefore, the Azerbaijani side is now trying to keep the Armenia-Azerbaijan peace process in a bilateral format.
Really interesting insights there. A curious point. We'll see if that is true, that peace treaty potentially by the end of the year. Thank you so much for those insights. Rusif Huseynov, thank you.